Hello, good to see you. I really enjoyed the Salisbury poisoning series, even though it did seem a bit weird that in nearly 3 hours of programming, we only saw a few seconds of Sergei Skripal himself and his daughter Yulia, and the two men have been accused of trying to murder them as well. But looking back after 2 years, I think it's remarkable that one of the most toxic substances on earth could be spread around a city with total abandon, and yet only one person should actually have died. That, of course, was poor Dawn Sturgis, whose boyfriend found the perfume bottle which the assassination team had used to smuggle the Novichok into Britain. The fact that nobody else died is a fantastic credit to the emergency services, the NHS, and the scientists at Porton Down, who, you may remember, were originally blamed by the Russians for the attack, and by a few people in Britain too. The attack was amazingly irresponsible and vicious. At the time, people said that the attack had been carried out by Russian military intelligence, the GRU, but that Russia's President Vladimir Putin, who'd served under the rival KGB, had known nothing about it. That really doesn't seem at all likely now. The Salisbury poisoning was the first deliberate use of chemical weapons in a Western country in peacetime. It made Russia look like a gangster state. And Theresa May's one real achievement as Prime Minister was that she managed to get the US, the EU and other Western countries to rally round and punish Russia for it. 23 Russian spies were thrown out of Britain, and lots of other countries took exactly similar action. Russia was cold-shouldered and isolated even more. Yet, in spite of all the evidence, Russia kept on denying it again and again and again. Remember those two hapless spooks, Anatoly Chepiga and Alexander Mishkin, going on television to say how they'd always wanted to see Salisbury's famous cathedral spire? It was like something out of Monty Python. So what's happened 2 years afterwards? Security experts say that although the Russian secret services were badly affected for a time by the international response, they've probably built up their spy networks again. France is already saying that Russia's now done its porridge and should be allowed to come back in out of the cold, to mix my metaphors. There are suggestions that Donald Trump thinks the same thing. How do you deal with a government which insists on murdering people in other countries? Well, cold shouldering does work for a while, but while Vladimir Putin runs things in Moscow, Russian defectors, and there are plenty of them, are still going to be in danger. I think we've just got to accept that. And given the appalling carelessness with which the killers can behave, everyone else is in danger too. As for Sergei Skripal and his entirely innocent daughter Yulia, they've begun a new life somewhere else. Their new hiding place is going to be one of Britain's biggest secrets, you can bet. Good to see you. See you again soon.